Going to school debt free is possible, and I am going to share with you how you can go to school debt free. So, here are 12 things you can do to go to school debt free. What's up, guys? It's Jeanetta from Cash and Curls, and today I am sharing with you guys how I went to graduate school debt free. So if you didn't know, your girl graduated with her master's degree in December of 2022. She mastered it debt free. And today I'm just going to share with you guys the tea on how I went to school debt free. So these tips can be utilized in any educational situation, whether you're an undergrad, graduate school, obtaining your doctorate degree. So if you're interested in learning more, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and dive into it, okay? So the first thing you want to do is clearly define what your goal is. You have to know exactly what you want to achieve and what you want to do with your life before you decide to go to school. So what is your vision for your life? You want to write this out on paper and determine what type of education is actually needed for you to achieve your goal. Sometimes you may not need a 2-year or 4-year degree. Sometimes all you need is certification or a certain licensure to get you to your destination. So be sure to take some time to clearly write out your goals before you commit to going to school. The next thing you want to do is to take debt off the table. I can't stress this enough. If you want to go to school debt free, debt cannot be an option. You have to remove that option off the table, okay? You have to commit to yourself that I am going to obtain this degree, this licensure, this certification debt free, okay? Because while you're starting your journey of going back to school or going to school, people will say that it is impossible for you to go to school debt free. And I just want to let you know, it is possible for you to go to school debt free when you take debt off the table and find other alternatives. So be prepared to stand your ground and let other people know that debt is not an option for you to go to school. Right, so the next thing you want to do is to do your research to decide what kind of program is right for you. There are other options aside from a traditional 2-year university and 4-year university. You can go back to school just to get a certification, which will help you get to that job that you want. You can actually take a self-paced course online for free or for a reduced amount. You can look into vocational and trade schools. You can also even go into the military if you're interested in going that route. Honestly, there's just tons of programs out there that you should consider before making that commitment to going to a 2-year or 4-year traditional university. So next, you have to determine what school you can actually afford. So what I did was, before I made the commitment to go back to graduate school, I had to run the numbers. I had to see how much I could truly afford before I made the commitment to honestly even fill out the application for that particular university. You want to look at the numbers, you want to look at the cost of tuition, you want to look at the tuition and fee schedule for the particular school you decide to go to. You want to see how much will it cost for X amount of credit hours at that particular university. All of this stuff matters, okay? So next, you want to apply to scholarships weekly, okay? And yes, I do mean weekly if you want to go to school debt free. So a major way to reduce your out-of-pocket costs is to apply for scholarships. You have to get serious about the scholarship game, guys, if you want to go to school debt free. So what you want to do is to pick one day a week that you will sit down for X amount of hours to apply and search for scholarships. So when I decided to go back to school to earn my master's degree, I decided that every Friday after work for 2 hours, I was going to sit and apply for scholarships. I was either going to look for a scholarship, I was going to complete the essay for the scholarship, or I was going to complete the other requirements for that scholarship. So you have to be disciplined and you have to be dedicated to searching for scholarships to help you reduce your out-of-pocket expense. So if you want a more in-depth video on the system I created for myself in regards to searching for scholarships, be sure to let me know by commenting down below that you're interested, okay? Because I can make that into a separate video. So next, you want to get on your school monthly budget plan. So every school has a monthly budget plan. It may not be called the monthly budget plan, but it's something very similar where you will get on a payment plan to pay your tuition. So paying $3,000 up front is a lot of money for a lot of people. I know it was a lot for me, and I was super thankful that my university offered a monthly budget plan for me to help pay my tuition. And with this monthly budget plan, basically they divvy up your tuition balance into 5 or 4 payments. For me, it was 4 payments. So every single month I had to pay X amount of dollars to my university to help pay my tuition. Okay. So this is very helpful. It was helpful for me, and I honestly feel like it could be helpful to you. So this will be helpful to you because this is something you can add to your monthly budget as a reoccurring expense. So if you're new to budgeting, I do want to just highlight that I do have a monthly budget template that you can download for free by clicking the link down in my description box. The next thing will be to reduce your expenses as much as possible. So when you decide that you're ready to go to school or to go back to school, you have to cut out everything that's extra. For cutting back on entertainment, cutting back on travel, you want to find more frugal options. I highly recommend that you either consider getting a roommate or even moving back in with your parents to help you reduce your expenses while you're in school. Also may want to look into tuition reimbursement because that could be helpful as well. And another way for you to reduce your expenses is by not buying brand new textbooks. Like, sis, bro, do not buy a brand new textbook. The used version is just fine. And if used is not available, rent that book or reserve that textbook at your local university. And if you want a more in-depth video on the system or the things I did to help me reduce my book expenses, be sure to let me know down in the comments and I'll make that a separate video as well. Next, you have to work in order for you to go to school debt-free. You have to look into work study, apprenticeships programs, working up overtime. You have to work while you're getting your degree if you want to go to school debt-free, okay? If your schedule allows you to pick up extra hours at your job, you can use that money to go towards your tuition. I want to add, if your parents open up a 529 or ESA for you, this money can be used to cover some of your educational expenses. So be sure to check in with your parents or any of your family members to see if an ESA or a 529 was open up for you to go to school debt-free. This next key is major. So I'm just gonna say it. You have to pause all other financial goals if you want to go to school debt-free. Going to school debt-free is a major financial goal, and you cannot do that while you're trying to hit A, B, and C, okay? You can't try to buy big ticket items while you're trying to cash flow school so that you can graduate debt-free. And I know this point is not going to be for everyone, but you honestly have to take a moment and sit back and analyze and determine whether right now is the time for you to go to school or to go back to school. Like, if you're already drowning in debt from other things such as credit cards or car loans or even student loans from undergrad, I need you to clean up your financial mess from that before you decide to get another degree. Like, stop accumulating more debt, clean up your financial mess, and then go back to school to get that certification, that licensure, or that next degree. So if possible, I highly recommend that you clean up all your other financial mess before you go to school, okay? Because this will give you more income to send to tuition, okay? And that's what I did. Ultimately, I cleaned up my $57,000 in debts, and then I decided 5 years later, after graduating from undergrad, that I was going to go back to school to receive my master's. It's very important that you focus on one goal at a time. So I say this all the time. If you try to catch 2 rabbits, you'll end up catching neither. So focus on going to school debt-free. Next tip will be to check out the book Debt-Free Degree. So guys, this book can literally help anyone from any walk of life go to school debt-free. So if you're a parent and you have children in elementary school, middle school, or high school, this book will literally lay out everything you need to do in each grade to help your child go to school debt-free. Like, Anthony lays this book out very well for parents who have children in K to 12, okay? And if you're an adult and you're looking to go back to school, this book can also help you as well. So be sure to check out the book Debt-Free Degree by clicking the link down in my description box, okay? And the next thing you want to do is to download a tracker, okay? Having a tracker will help you stay motivated and help you track your progress. So you guys know me, I love me a good tracker. And what I did was I created me a tracker to help me track my tuition payments. It not only helped me track the payments I made for tuition, also helped me see how close I was to graduation day. If you're interested in downloading my graduation tracker, be sure to click the link down in my description box. And the next thing I want you guys to do is to keep in mind slow and steady. So in the book Debt-Free Degree, Anthony has this quote that says, "The goal is to obtain a debt-free degree, not to be a time clock." And like, guys, this quote literally spoke to my life. I don't know if you're anything like me, but once you graduate undergrad, it seems like everybody is going straight into their master's program. For me, that wasn't the route that I took. I decided to graduate with my undergrad degree, work for about 5 to 6 years in the teaching field, and then I decided to go back to get my degree. And I honestly am thankful that I did this. One, because if I would have went straight out of undergrad, I would have never found my true passion when it comes to what I wanted to specialize in for my master's degree. I didn't know anything about autism spectrum disorder, and I actually got a certification for autism spectrum disorder. I got another license for special education. And I just truly found out what I was passionate about. So I definitely recommend that you just take it slow and easy. Don't try to rush into your program just because everyone else is going back to school. Remember, the goal is to get a debt-free education. Some of those people who are rushing into these programs are taking out several loans to do this. Take some time to sit back and truly dream and think about what you want to do with your life and what route you need to take in order to get that degree or certification debt-free, okay? So those are the 12 things that I did to help me earn my master's degree debt-free. So if you implement these tips that I mentioned today, it is possible for you to go to school debt-free. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, friends, never forget that you can win with money, and I am rooting for you. Bye.